You're listening to the best of the Morning X, dropping back into the interview from a few moments ago. This is the original 99X.
Please welcome Mr. Dan Aykroyd.
Hi, what a trio.
Where does your brother live?
He lives in Los Angeles and walks around his house with a 45 on. He's the co-producer of my show Sci Factor, and he is one of the leading conspiracy theorists in the world.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he's like,
So he's like totally into the Flight 800, TWA Flight 800?
I'll tell you about the Flight 800.
Yeah.
Tell.
That was a rocket, folks.
I'm totally with you, man.
Yeah, that was a rocket because there were Navy personnel all around this country that were calling home from that base nearby there and saying, we just hit a plane.
That's right.
Their mothers, their sisters. All of Long Island was buzzing about it. All the cops knew it. All the diving teams in Long Island who were available to go right out to that wreck were stopped, and the U.S. Navy said, we're handling it, hands off, get away. They didn't want anybody finding a piece of the missile.
How long can they keep the cover-up going, though?
Well, I don't think the FBI and the Transportation Safety Board really were on to that. I think they really believed that the thing blew up because of a fuel malfunction. And, you can see why the Navy would want to keep that quiet.
Absolutely.
It's a tragedy to have, friendly fire bring down a passenger liner. But,
can you think of any worse catastrophe in U.S. military history other than potentially a Navy ship shooting down one of our own 747 commercial?
Yeah, maybe a submarine or maybe just an Aegis cruiser or... I'm not sure what kind of rocket it was, but, you can imagine the chain of command shake-up.
Oh, my God.
There's jobs, heads rolling all the way down to Florida on that one.
One of your fans called earlier and wanted us to ask you, is there extra footage from the Blues Brothers that you're going to do like a director's cut or something? They put something out on video?
We had actually a cut that was 20 minutes longer that Universal Pictures had, but they lost it.
They lost it?
Yeah, there was a scene, in fact, a scene where, like the Bluesmobile in the movie, it does all these jumps. Well, there was a scene where we go and park the Bluesmobile at night. It showed its parking place, and it was like under a generator, in a generator hold for the elevated train, so there was like, it was this kind of glowing red box that we parked it in, and that was sort of part of the reason why I did all the jumps and that. That got cut out of the movie. There was a scene where I worked in an aerosol shaving cream factory that got cut out.
You think someone stole this footage or just...
they lost it. It's amazing. When I worked at NBC, I went over to the warehouse to dig up some footage for a thing we were doing, a special on television, and, on the history of TV, and they told me that in about 1970, they went and they just cleaned out half the warehouse and burned all of the old kinescopes.
Wow.
Like the Phil Silvers Show, Texaco Star Theater, all of this. And film companies are notorious for just putting things in a dry vault and letting things decay. So they just lost this stuff. But we're making a new Blues Brothers this summer, the Blues Brothers 2000, the sequel to the original movie with John Goodman and Jimmy Belushi. And looks like James Brown's coming back to be with us.
Excellent.
Yeah, good story. It starts sort of 18 years later, and I get out of prison, and I don't know that Jake has died, and I, kind of am a little suicidal, but then I see a new Bluesmobile, and it kind of buoys my spirits up, and I go and get the band together, and, they're all scattered to the wind. It's hard to find them, that kind of thing. And,
where are you filming it?
We will be filming actually in Toronto, Canada, because they were giving us they're giving us a really kind of a low budget. They're saying, well, there's some executives over there that are saying, well, this is really a risk. This concept is 20 years old. You guys are, in your 40s, and I don't know whether people are going to want to see this. We'll make it because, we've got the rights, and we'll see if it goes. But they're not giving us a lavish
But people
budget.
love
We're going to prove them wrong.
People love when you do the Blues Brothers, though, whenever you open any of the clubs.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And, we're not going to let some short-sighted individuals stop us.
But let me ask you, the idea that it's a 20-year-old concept, does that play on your mind at all? Do you ever sit back and wonder, I wonder?
Not really, not because the record catalog from the old days clicks over all the time. It's a huge seller in Europe. There are over 400 websites devoted to Elwood, Bluesmobile, Blues Brothers. the children know the iconography. The young kids, they know it. The tape is one of the biggest sellers Universal has ever had.
Well, with all that going on, how could they feel that would be a risk? I mean,
well, it's it's down to we weren't here when that movie was made. We're making new content, type of thing. But every football game or baseball game that you see, usually there's Blues Brothers in the stands. At Halloween, Blues Brothers is a big costume.
I think it'll do great.
Yeah, I think so. It's still in the culture, that concept. So and with Goodman and Belushi and getting everybody back, and the changes that we put into the story, I think it'll be pretty good.
You look like you've been health conscious. You look like you dropped a little weight. Have you been?
Well, I'll always be the beef master, but it was I've been walking a lot and that kind of thing, and less time on the couch, more time in the Nikes.
Well, Dan, we're going to keep our fingers crossed that we get a House of Blues soon in Atlanta.
Okay, well, if you got a local investor wants to come in with us, that's all it would need just to push it over the edge, I think.
Well, there you go. There's your call. We'll see if
there it is.
Thanks, you guys.
Dan Aykroyd on the Morning X. See you, Dan.
Talk to you.
The best of the Morning X. 99X.
The United States Soccer Federation presents the U.S. Soccer Podcast.
My name is David Goss. I am joined by two icons of the game, Megan Klingenberg and Ale Bedoya.
It's just been so fun
being a part of this community that we are building.
Hopefully we'll be not just a niche sport here in our country, but also even more respected across the globe.
Follow us wherever you get your podcasts. We are excited to cover it all here at the U.S. Soccer Podcast. It is going to be a big year. Kling, red card, or play on?
A play on.
The U.S. Soccer Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.